Welcome to the Art4Christ Podcast, where creativity meets the call of Christ. Every episode, we gather to explore how our gifts, talents, and passions can be used to glorify God and impact the world around us.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Art4Christ Podcast. I'm your host Jojo, and with me today I have a guest. His name is Nyatti. Nyatti is a saxophonist, a worship team member, and a creative musician. I don't know how many people in your church, do you have saxophonists in your church? If you don't have one, today we have one here. And I would like him to introduce himself. I've already said he's Nyatti. I've mentioned a few things that he does, but he can just share more about himself so that as we continue, you can know who you're talking to. Okay. So karibu sana Nyatti.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
My name is Edward Mbogo, but people call me Nyatti, so I got used to that, and it's a good name, and I like it also.
Is it Nyatti with double T, right?
Yes, it's a translation of Mbogo to Nyatti. It's the same thing basically.
Oh.
Yeah, so Nyatti sounds better.
Yeah.
So I prefer that. What do I do? Well, first of all, I do a number of things. Yes, I do. I'm in the let's say IT sector. So I'm in a graphic design, and also I run a tech startup called My Ride Africa. So we develop software for transport, schools. Also, we also do custom branding software for different kinds of businesses. Then I'm also part of Life Song Kenya, an NGO that helps or works with the boys and young men just to mentor them and get them to a good place, because we've had a lot of issues with the boy child.
Yeah.
Yes, then I also do music on the side. Music is just a passion or a hobby for me, but it has kind of become a side hustle or a career or something of that sort, yes. So those are the three main things that I do. And then in music, I play the saxophone specifically.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
And he is a very busy entrepreneurial person, and so even as we're here, I know his mind is just yeah. So karibu sana.
Thank you.
Yes. How did you first get into music, and what led you to the saxophone?
Yes, good question. So what happened is when I joined Form 1, that was at a school called Starehe Boys. One day I just heard something playing. Then I was like, what was that? Then I saw the marching band. Then I was like, I must join this thing. So when they asked for guys to join clubs, I applied to join and I got in. And my first instrument was a clarinet. So that's where I started. Actually, I played clarinet all through from Form 1 to Form 4. But I learned the saxophone since they're pretty much almost the same. And I used to play now the saxophone on the side, just at Christian Union events or a few functions here and there while still in school. So basically I started in high school, played in high school throughout until I cleared. And then after high school, I didn't have my instrument, so I didn't play for a long time. Then one day I was just passing church up or Sita Moodley, and I heard a saxophone being played. So I was like, is that a sax? And then when I went inside, I found our former band sergeant. His name is Dr. Emmanuel Soma. Now he was playing the saxophone. So I just went to talk to him, and he's like, if you can still come. So I went and tried again and found I can still play a few things. I just need some refresher and practice to get back to a good level. And then that's how I started playing at Sita Moody.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And how did it now connect to your calling? Like, how did you decide now this one is for God? Because you would have been drawn to the secular realm or other things, but you decided to go to church.
Well, I think for most musicians or all musicians, we all start somewhere at church because of so many things. First of all, churches have the instruments and which you can access by just joining the band or the choir or whatever. So that's first place where most people learn maybe their musical skills from church. So for me, it was easy because we were playing at school, and then I came to church. I still didn't have an instrument at church, so I was just joining the team playing until eventually I managed to, I got one. So I just used to play because I could, I wanted to play, and
Yeah.
then all these other things, I think they just fell in place. I didn't really say, God called me to play the sax. I don't think I had that distinct moment, I can say. But since I was playing in the music
Exposed
team at
to
Woodley every
it.
time, yes. So I found like I was always getting engaged in the worship experiences, in those prayer services, and so it kind of just built up from there. Yeah, and then also I played at other events. I played at weddings. I played at gigs. So yeah, but church is the main. It's
the
like
main
where it
place.
all started from. Yes, and that's how for church I don't really like personally. I don't even like say I'm going to look at it as a gig. Yeah, like for me, when it's church, it's just a moment to worship God, or to just minister to someone, or play, or just connect with the praise, or the moment that is going on there. Yeah.
Yeah. So in all the things because you've mentioned many things that you do, is there a specific one that you felt God has called me to this one? Because there's a creative there's
Yes.
singing, there's the career aspect.
Yes.
The
I
boys.
think the boys. Yeah, I think probably the boys, because that one started funny with my friend James Ouma from Life Song. It was just okay. His story is more interesting on how it started. So us, we just joined along the way. We just like, hey Nyatti, naenda kucheki maboys flani prison. Can you assist me with something, or can we go and do this and this? Then they were like, okay. So we did that on and on, and something just kept on building up, because you're like, these boys have nowhere to go, no one to help them, and it's not costing me much, or it's not a big deal, like to help those boys in whatever, even if it's sending money, 200 bob, or going to help them do an activity. So I always just found myself doing that. I didn't have to be asked, so maybe that one I can say it's more on that side. Yeah, but for music, for me, I can say it can be both. It's also because I just loved it, and it's also like a hobby. I play. Yeah, I also just play whenever I I can say it's just a passion and a hobby. That's enough. Yeah, but I think for the boys, probably that is more. Yeah,
that's good. What have been some of your most memorable experiences playing in church or ministry events?
Well, there've been quite a number. Some of them I didn't even know until later.
Yeah.
The one I remember clearly was the time we were playing at Sitam Valley Road. It was an overnight kesha thing or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we were just, normally the band is playing when people are praying and stuff like that. So afterwards, like a couple of weeks later, there's a lady who came and told me they've been looking for me. For some reason. Then said, like, when I was playing the sax, something happened to her. I don't know. She started talking in tongues. Like, she just said specifically when I was playing. So she was looking for me to tell me that. So me, I didn't even know. I was just normal playing. Just, the band is jamming, and it's just slow praise and worship music time, stuff like that. So I didn't know. So for me, it was distinct, because I didn't know about it, that even whatever I was playing, it was actually impacting someone. And even nowadays, when I get a lot of younger saxophonists coming and saying, I inspired them to play when they were in high school. There's a very good guy. So I was like, I didn't know when I was.
You're just doing your thing.
So it's a humbling experience to know that. So I did, and I think that's an important moment. To know,
because you're just being yourself. You're not performing. You're just doing your own thing, and then people get inspired. That's beautiful. Many musicians struggle with balancing. Now that we've brought performance, balancing the worship aspect and the performance aspect.
Yeah.
So tell us your own individual experience on how you balance
Balance
these things.
Well, it depends on how, let's say, your schedule is, and also what your priorities are, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah. So if there are some people who exclusively, I just play in church only. I don't do weddings. I don't play in any event. Me, I just do worship ministry in church. That's it. I don't even have to be paid. I don't have. So for me at church, I've played actually pretty much the whole of the time. I've not asked for pay to be paid because I'm playing at church now.
But have people sometimes offered payment?
Yeah, people do. They offer some facilitation, like you'll need fare to come and do this and this. So that's okay.
Yeah.
But particularly, I can say I'm going to be paid for a church service. I think I haven't
never done
asked
that.
for that myself.
Yeah.
For other gigs like a wedding or a corporate event, those ones, you have to get paid for that. So it's a balance. So if you decide you are just full in ministry, you're not performing anywhere else, then you stick to that and it works for you, fine. For me, I was just playing in church, and then now people in church are like, hey, I have a wedding, come and play the entrance at my wedding, come and play during the praise and worship time. So then I started that, then now people start referring each other, oh, this guy played at my wedding, oh, this guy. So then I was like, okay, I'm getting some money, yeah, I'm still playing church. Yeah, why not? Then so for me, it was okay for me to do that, because also it helped me cover quite a number of bills. At that time, our business was not working, and I was actually surviving from the gigs. They were the ones which were actually paying me and helping me sustain myself. So I was like, okay, yeah, if it can work that way, fine. Then sometimes you get very huge gigs and you're like, I didn't even ask, I didn't even advertise, and someone just, oh, I know this guy. Then they call me, then I'm like, okay, this is what they want, I do it, I get paid. I'm like, okay, that was easy. Like, how did that even happen?
True.
Then sometimes they're like, okay, I've been playing in church for free. Maybe God has opened a way. I play at this event and get paid. I sort out my bills, because when you're praying, I need money to pay rent and stuff. Then because you're just playing in church, and then someone from church tells you, hey, we have an event, we want you to play, and you get paid. So pretty much, I think that's an answered prayer.
Hallelujah.
For what you wanted to, because you needed money to do something, and you got it through a gig because you are playing at church or something.
I love that.
For me, that's, I guess. But there are people who have their own ways of funding. So which is also fine. But for me, I think that balances for me. Sometimes it can be a bit hectic. You get things are colliding. You are being called at this, called here. So you just see how to strike a balance on your schedule and see what will work for you.
And I love the way you've known your niche, and you're just not trying to get into other people's businesses. Like, for you, this is what works for me. This is how. And you're not bashing the other people. It's this is what works for me, and this is what I'm going to stick with. I love that. Yeah. So let's go to the category of growth, excellence, and just the spirit of everything. How do you approach growth and excellence in your craft while keeping God at the center? And what role does the Holy Spirit play in your creative process?
First of all, I'll say the basic is, if you don't practice, you're not going to be good at what you want to do. So you have to practice.
Common knowledge.
Must practice. It doesn't matter who you are. You hear great people, like even people who've been playing for many years, superstars. Then they say you hear their practice regime. You're like, this guy practices for 5 hours, 6 hours.
Ooh.
And you're like, hey, under me, I feel like I'm doing well.
Yeah.
And someone like a huge someone you look up to is like, his practice regime every day is like serious. So you're like, I'm not even doing enough. And without that, even if you're playing at church, it's not going to work if you don't practice on your own, aside from the normal church rehearsals and other practices that you arrange. You have to have your own time for practicing basics, learning new things. So practice time is important. And learning, because for me, even to date, I still have sax lessons where I'm taught some things.
Wow.
by a teacher. Yeah, so I still do some classes.
Need to get better every
yes.
day.
There are some things you go and you listen to someone playing on YouTube and you're like, what is that? And then you realize it's not just something you just play. You have to learn exactly what mode is that, what are they doing, so that you know, and that you need a teacher maybe to help you, or you do something online. So you have to, the learning process has to go on. So it will never stop. So a lot of practice and learning, which I think also basically, which even when you consider biblically, even you have to be good at your craft. You have to do it consistently. You have to be diligent. Yeah, which I think that's where probably now that part you're saying the Holy Spirit comes in, because he's the, I think they say he's a helper, but ideally you have to have something and also work on it, because if you are given
it's like the parable of the talents. I was just about to say it.
Exactly, yeah. So you have something, but you're not working on it. So it remains
you want to
the
be
same.
like the one who went
and
dug
and kept it there. But someone else, there's a thing you say, practice
makes perfect.
No, practice beats talent or something. There's something like that. Practice beats talent, or I don't know, hard work beats talent, something like that. So I can be talented naturally. I don't have to do much. But if I don't practice, someone who is not talented but practices every day will be better than me, because he's consistently ingraining it into his system. And so that's the point I think I'll leave guys with, because you have to practice as much as, whether you're a guitarist, a drummer, a saxophonist.
So even if you're going to involve, actually not going to, the Holy Spirit is already involved, he's in us.
Yes.
So even if we're inviting him to be involved, we need to be consistent.
You have to be good also, because you have to offer God the best. You're not just playing, we call it
mediocre
chords,
things.
And then, but you've practiced. You are playing this song. This is the song you are doing today. You've practiced for it. You've prepared well. Even when you go to play now, it will have impact, because you'll play it well. Whatever that was supposed to, the impact it was supposed to have, it will have it better. So,
That's
I think.
True. I love that. And are there spiritual disciplines or habits that help you stay connected to God as a creative? Like in your typical day, Nyatti, what happens?
My days are very different, so
okay, there's not like a routine.
Those days I wake up so early, because I'm handling some client stuff. I have to be very early. Those days I'm a bit relaxed. The day gets busier later in the afternoon, so you can work from home or relax a bit. There are days where things are a bit too fast, so it depends. So I can't say. Okay, I used to have a consistent routine, but now because of things changed.
It's not consistent.
It's not consistent.
Your days
but you just
cannot,
try. You just try and balance. Like at some point in the day, I have to do this. I have to have this 30 minutes for this. I have to have an hour for this. I have to lock in for this. So I think it's different for everyone. But for me, I'll say it's just knowing that there are those priority things you at least have to do, so that you stay connected. If you have to do some study, Bible study, or read, prayer, or pray, or do even this joint, churches are doing joint fasting, joint programs and stuff. So you see how
I think in Satan they're called safaris.
Yes. All those dini fellowships and stuff. You see how best you can lock in. You might not be able to do all of them. You might fall off several of them. It happens.
It always happens.
You might not even be the best person to handle this and this, but as much as you know you are trying your best and you've done your part, then I think it will eventually work out. So there's no standard procedure that I say wake up at 5, pray for 2 hours.
You're not trying to take people back to the law.
Pray for 2 hours, go to the gym, eat 1 apple a day, do 50 press ups,
eat your dinner by 6,
run 10,000 steps.
I
don't think.
I think the preferences go to the individuals.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And what is one lesson that you've gotten out of all these things when you made up your mind and decided to serve God with your gifts? Because I'm sure even if you're not serving God with only your gifts, you're also serving Him with the money that you get for your businesses. I mean, you give your tithes, you give this, so in all these things that you do with your money, with your gifts, with everything, what's your most what have you learned? Like, what's your most learned lesson in serving God? Have you ever gone through seasons where you felt like He has forsaken you?
That happens a lot. So
Yeah.
I think what I've learned is God will do what He wants to do. You cannot box Him, and you cannot say like control. For he's in charge, so you can try and do your own things, but eventually I think at the end of the day, his plan will always be supreme.
Prevail.
Yes, and
The
prevail.
Bible says that
Yes,
actually.
so you'll
Do
be
not
like
lean on
Jonah,
your
you
own
try and
understanding.
do things, and then at the end of the day it will circle back to, and you'll realize, what was I trying to do? And it was come back to where it was supposed to be. So that happens. Sometimes you fall off, you feel like, hey, I've been forsaken. Me hata hizo vitu zikae, let me do my own things. Then you come back, an experience happens, and you find yourself turning back again.
Hallelujah.
You get a lot of I think this for maybe how he does things is just the experience is just there's a way that they shape you step by step.
True.
Some even you might not be within what you're doing. You just like a family experience. Something happens in your family, and you realize it's taking you back to what
Back
you
to
initially
himself.
did. Exactly. Yeah.
Because the Bible says He disciplines those He loves.
Yes.
And that discipline makes us better.
Yes. Yeah. Otherwise, for us as humans, we fall off along there. It's very easy, like, to get out of line, to do other things. But I think at the end of the day, you'll go back home. God will do something. Will just happen, and you'll realize, hey.
I also feel like we are God's kids. The same way you'd have kids. It's the same way we are God's kids. I think sometimes He looks at us and is like, sasa wewe Jojo, nikufanyie nini leo sasa?
Just
Because
do
umeenda
what you
kucheza
want.
kwa matope.
I told you not to play. You've still gone and played. But in the evening, you'll still come back home.
True.
Your
The
clothes
way
will
you've
be
just
washed.
said it, yeah.
You will still eat. You might be chunwad kidogo, but that's
The love.
I think that's how. Yeah.
Thank you. I love that. Why is community important for creative people, especially in ministry?
It's important because you cannot. They say a cord of 3 ropes. Is it a cord?
Yeah,
3
strands.
is stronger than one. It's easier to snap one. And also the fellowship helps you just realize that you're not the only one going through stuff, but like everyone is going through stuff in a different way. In fact, you listen to other people's stories, you're like, wow, I'm even having it easy. So a community is very important, just to share and realize that you're building someone else, listening to them, helping them out.
Amen.
And just being together. I think it's important in terms of uniting the body and also achieving more together.
Amen. Do you have a community for you?
I have a lot of communities myself. So many.
So many. Yeah. So how can young musicians, like somebody who is young that is watching you, learn to serve faithfully? Because when you're young, you feel like they're using you. You complain a lot. These things in the church.
Yes.
And even in seasons when they're not in the spotlight, and sometimes they feel, mbona yeye ndo anapewangwa? All those things that happen in church sometimes. We're going to speak about the church because we're focused more on the church aspect. So what would you advise a young musician on serving faithfully?
I think from your initial headspace, if you're starting off at church, that's the first place you've gotten, and you are doing it out of service. You don't expect, if you've been called as a job, hey, Niaje, this is your job, you'll be getting this much every month. for playing, and this is what you're required to do. Now it's a job. You have a job description. If you don't do it, you don't get paid for that. But if you have gone yourself, it's like, we need more people to join the worship team. You volunteered, you joined. What is required? You need to be free. This for practice. You need to be in church every day at 7. You leave in the afternoon at 3 after everyone has gone.
Yeah.
So you know what it takes, and the sacrifice required for that. You need to practice, you need to do these activities. The moment you've realized that, then you don't have to think about, will I get paid, will I do this, that one will come later, if at all. It will come. Yes. So
it's
I
count
think you
your
focus
cost.
on yes, because
before you commit, count your cost.
yes, just know what am I required to do, and can I do it? Yes. What will I need to sacrifice? Because if it's going to affect this certain time where I'm supposed to be in class, or I'm supposed to do this, is it something that I can live with and decide, like, okay, for this I'm going to sacrifice that and just fully commit to that.
Yeah.
So it takes commitment and just making a deliberate decision that I'll do it. And then after some time, seasons change. Maybe the first 2 years you've been available, you've been doing it. After that, maybe something happens, a family commitment, or you get now a job, moved different towns, or you get a family, so you can no longer be
Seasons
free every
always
Friday.
change.
Yes. So things change. Yeah. So you can't be there throughout. You'll be there for certain season, serve well during that time. When your season changes, you've gone to another ministry. You can even change and go to a different church. It's still Bora, you are still in the service. So
I love that.
Yeah.
That's really true. And this one, I just wanted to look directly at the camera, because I know there's somebody in this world right now that will be watching you and they feel stuck as a creative.
Yeah.
Like they feel unseen. These things of imposter syndrome. Like, siwezi enda kuimba mbele ya watu. I can't do this, and they keep doubting themselves. They have gifts, but they're behind the scene, and others feel unseen. What would you tell them?
I'll tell them to just know nobody starts from the top. Okay.
True.
Yeah. So my personal experience, like when I joined the Sita Moodley music team, I didn't have a sax. So the thing was, you have to join the team anyway. So I joined as a vocalist. I never used even to be a ukombe. I just used to sing. We used to be many guys. So tulikuwa tu background huko nyuma. Hata tuonekani because tulikuwa wafupi. So tunaimba tu huko nyuma at the back. For like almost a year or almost 2, and I didn't have an instrument, but I just used to go every day for practice, go for activities, go for everything, until eventually now I got an instrument. Then I started playing. Still, before you get to where you are now, the one maybe deciding to play this day, because we are like a number of us. So you start, today is this guy playing, today is this. So you don't have to say that you're going to be all of a sudden being recognized, you're the one who's playing everywhere. So that one comes with time. You just be consistent where you are at the back. One day you'll just hear like, hey, we need someone to play the sax. You're the only one who has come that day. And like, okay, so you're the one leading this song. Then like, okay, you do it well. You get now other opportunities from there. So that's how I can basically say how it happened on my end. I never used to say, I just found myself now I'm being, whenever there's an event, I'm being called to play for Nini, because I was consistent and I was always there, whether I had the instrument or not, or whether there was something that happened. Off. Yes. I think that's exactly what happened.
Wow, that's really
nice. Don't think you'll get at the top very fast, or even you'll hear some guys, Nyatti is playing somewhere, they're being paid this much, but you're not. You ask for such amount, they say, I know. Because maybe you've not built that portfolio, or you've not had that experience or something. Just allow time to build the process. Trust the process, I guess. So it comes with time. Eventually you'll find it. And also sometimes it doesn't have to come with time, because God can just do favors. Like all of a sudden things are working out for you in a big way.
God's
because
timings
God can do things which people now start wondering, who is this guy?
Happened?
Where is it? Where did he come from? But behind the scenes, you've been doing
a lot of
work,
things.
Yes. So I guess, I hope that maybe inspires someone. Yeah.
Thank you. So thank you so much for joining us. As you've had Nyatti today, he's really shared his story. I love how honest he has been with us. He has shared his heart. He has told us. I love his answers because his answers are very real. Like, hey, chapa tu kazi. Like, do what you're supposed to do. Stay consistent, because sometimes we are lazy and then we want God to come and bless our laziness. But I think he has made it very clear. Hard work, consistency, all these things are very key for you to become who you're called to be. And another pointer that I can say about this discussion is, you've said with the saxophonist thing, you didn't hear God come to your room audibly. I'm not saying it's wrong for God to come to your room. It's because other people also, God told them audibly, like, I would like you to do this, or told them this is the direction I would like you to take. But for him, he just pursued the passion he has and decided to use it for God's glory. So you could be there, you have a passion, but you feel, oh, this is just mine. This is just mine. Instead of turning it like he has towards God, like you can just decide, okay, I'm good at this, so I can just use it part-time, or I can use it full-time, or as he just shared, whatever way to give God the glory. So we thank him so much for joining us. And Nyatti, I would like you to share with our audience any last advice, anything you feel in your heart you're led for them today, for those who will be listening to you. And when you finish, you can add your name, like the business pages and all that, so that they can follow you on Instagram or whatever.
Parting shot. Hey, do I have a parting shot? I'm trying to think from which perspective. Just trust the process, trust God. Things will work out in the end. I think that's what I always say. Don't give up easily. Some people give up quite easily. Just be consistent. It might take you a longer time than someone else, but eventually you will get where you need to be. I think I'll just leave it at that. Yes.
And the businesses.
Yes. So for our first business, we have My Ride school bus. It's basically a system that helps parents connect with their children when they are on their school transport journey. So we work with schools and parents. So you can we have an app available. It's called My Ride school bus. You can get it on the stores, or just check our website, schoolbus.co.ke. And then the business is Space Bridge Ventures. We now do branding, printing, develop software for various businesses. And then music, we have myself, I do it as Nyatti Sax. And then I have a band called the Justice League. So we do a lot of corporate events also, weddings and such. So if you need to book us, you can reach out as well. And then we have Live Song Kenya, where now we do mentorship for boys and young men and curate camps, events, things that just help boys in the community to become better individuals. And also just mentoring them, So we have boys we work with from juvenile prison, from homes, from villages. Anyone, we are open to work with them. So you can also visit us at livesongkenya.org. You can get more details. I think that's it for now. Yes.
That's really beautiful. And did you know a fun fact before we close is Nyatti is the one who did when you come to our offices and when you visit, he did our branding for us. It's outside the office and it's really nice. So call him for your branding services. He does a very good job.
Yes, thank you very much. I also do something called Mdabidatiki. It's a brand, a clothing brand, what we run with my cousins. So
wow.
Also help on that side. So we do the branding, printing, and some modeling as well.
That's beautiful. So support your Christian creatives, make them shine, and always buy from them because they also work super hard for their brands. And thank you for joining us. See you on the next episode.
Thank you.